Glad to have you back on the MarTech Unraveled podcast, where we decode marketing technology through real conversations with the people shaping its future. Today, we're diving into one of the most complex challenges in marketing: building loyalty that lasts. How to win customers in long cycle industries. Think about it. If your customer only buys from you once every 5 to 7 years, how do you stay relevant in the meantime? Joining me today is Namrata Sinha. She is a vice president of digital business and D2C at BSH Home Appliances, a subsidiary of Robert Bosch Group, headquartered in Germany. She's a passionate consumer marketing and digital transformation leader with 20 plus years of experience, driving digital-first engagement strategy and optimizing customer lifecycle experiences. Welcome to the podcast, Namrata.
Thanks for inviting me, Fiona. I'm so excited to be here today.
Excellent, excellent. Maybe you want to start by telling us a bit about yourself.
Sure. First of all, thanks for a very warm welcome. I have been in the digital marketing field for the last 20 years in various industries, from automobile to finance to technology, and now currently in an appliance industry. It has really helped me look into digital marketing and consumer loyalty programs as well as consumer day experiences from a different point of view. So this expertise has helped me grow cross-functional initiatives across different market technologies using different consumer data initiatives to build loyalty performances. And I'm a passionate consumer marketing professional. This is what I enjoy and do on a day-to-day basis.
Awesome, awesome. We're really excited to have you here, and I know you're going to bring a lot of value to this conversation.
Thank you.
So let's get started then. And, in long cycle industries with lengthy purchase cycles like the appliances category, for instance, at BSH, where the average repurchase cycle is 5 to 7 years, how do you define customer loyalty? Is it just about repeat purchases, or is there a broader lens that you're using to measure it?
Well, Fiona, loyalty isn't just about repeat purchases. There are various factors that influence it, ranging from attitudinal loyalty, which starts with how the consumer feels about the brand, leading to behavioral, cognitive, and even ultimately to emotional loyalty, where the brand resonates strongly with the consumer at a personal level, at brand values, leading to long-term loyalty. In industries with long repurchase cycles, such as appliances, we measure consumer loyalty with consistent consumer engagement for the entire life cycle of the product. Our focus is on maintaining engagement, trust, and brand preference during those very, very long intervals between the purchases. As you said, it's 5 to 7 years or more sometimes. We treat consumer experience as a very, very strategic growth engine. So our biggest focus is on creating positive experiences so that when the need for a new purchase arises, the consumer's first choice is the brand they remember for its service, value, and relationship. So that's where, in our mind, it's not just points, it's not just repeat purchases, it's relationship. I mean, even as per a lot of research, I will speak about the US consumers, which is also relevant across the world. Consumers are willing to pay for higher for brands they know and love,
Yeah.
even when cheaper options are available. Because loyalty isn't just about points or perks. It's emotional, it's relational, and it's about perceived and shared values of the brands that the customer feels engaged with it. Does that answer your question?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It really sets the stage for our conversation. I'd love to, deep dive into some of those aspects that you mentioned. The attitudinal, the relationship side, and so on. And I would love to know, what are some of the strategies that you've used to maintain that brand relevance and engagement with customers during those long gaps, between each purchases?
Sure. I mean, we put together our consumer loyalty strategy on three pillars. First and foremost, our focus is on a very, very hyper personalized communication. And that personalization, the true personalization, is about creating experiences that evolve with each and every interaction that the consumer has with the brands. And it also empowers the consumers to achieve their goal more easily. So every interaction should help the customer or help the consumer in some way or other way. For example, the personalized email campaigns or targeted offers, which are based on consumer data to provide either relevant information about the product or updates or even incentives that matches the consumer's product ownership or the usage life cycle. So we stay relevant in and we stay in the mind, top of the mind of the consumer by constantly communicating in a very personalized manner throughout the life cycle of the customer. Um, the second thing is consumer engagement and value added services. So we maintain relationships with the consumer through regular follow-ups, and specifically during the post-purchase life cycle journey campaigns. We offer maintenance tips, product care and advice, or exclusive add-ons that can help enhance their product usage experience. This helps this constant engagement communication. This helps the consumer to keep our brand on top of the mind, and it
Yep.
also reinforces the consumer's positive experience, even when aren't actually buying, but they don't feel abandoned. They feel that the brand cares for them. There is an emotional connect with them, and as a brand, we want our consumers to have the best experience with our product. And that's why the tips and any other value add services, whether extended warranty or additional. I mean, recently we have also been talking about proactive maintenance. So, not only helping the customer when there is something wrong with the product, but also offering proactive maintenance and letting them know, hey, we as a company can offer you additional services so that you can get the best value out of our product. Um, Also, last but not the least, in this case, the third pillar is a very, very seamless and a hassle free customer support and service. We all are consumers at the heart. So when we get that extra care and support from the brand, to a seamless service experience, whether it's an easy warranty claim or very responsive customer support, or even in case something goes wrong, a hassle-free return. Those engagements helps build trust and confidence, making consumers more likely to return when it is time to repurchase. So by first of all personalizing communication, making sure the consumer engagement is remains high during that full 5 to 7 years or longer, adding providing more value add services, and the best of all, excellent support and service.
Okay, that's really amazing. Like, let's say, hypothetically, let's give an example. So, Fiona,
Mhm.
I buy a washing machine.
Okay.
So in that scenario, what sort of communications would I get between my purchase now and, in 7, 10 years? Maybe just, walk us through that specific example.
Completely. I mean, once you buy or purchase our product, we will first of all encourage you to register our product, and there are value add or value benefits that will be provided to you. So that, hey, if you register the product, if you provide us your consumer data, you will be then added into a full support of post purchase life cycle journey. Um, So there are multiple email communications from your journey from year 1 to year 2 to year 5 and year 10 and so on.
Yeah.
It will be all of those communications, Fiona, will be based on what is your need in that first year. So maybe if during the 30-day honeymoon period of the product, you are liking everything. Maybe you are very excited about using the product, and you do not require the most things that you would require at that time is more tips and tricks to use all the features of the product. Maybe during the first year cycle, you need more information on to how to maintain the product so that it can last long. And year 2 and 3 is more around how we can provide you more service and more. Hey, what are the other things that you can do, accessories you can buy, or services you can get, add-on services or warranty you can get to make sure you keep enjoying the product during that life cycle. At a time when, say, like 5 or 7 years, when you feel that you are in a place to maybe refresh your product, we will also be able to provide you the guidance on, hey, what is your evolved need? Here are the new features or benefits that will help you with our newest line of the product. And then you being part of the brand, you will be able to get the benefits out of it. So you start that repurchase cycle again. So it's basically hand holding the customer from pre purchase to post purchase to repurchase.
Nice. Okay. Okay. And so, it also, means you have to really understand your consumers day to day, preferences, how they're using the product, how they could potentially use the product. So really getting a good grasp on your customer. The other thing I also wanted
Completely.
to Yeah, the other thing I also wanted to ask is in terms of the different touch points that your strategies go across. Is it a multi-channel approach and so on, or how do you think through the channel side of the strategies?
Yeah, I mean, it is a multi channel approach. No matter where the customer is purchasing the product, where they are researching the product, at the end of the day, we as a brand want to have that relationship with the customer. So we make sure that the brand messaging, the brand communication is consistent from every touch point at every channel. And in this digital world, Fiona, consumers are walking and scrolling and looking and talking to their phones and exploring products on the go. And in such a digital world where things are moving so fast, I feel it's not even omni-channel. It's a very digital channel where customers are the lines or gaps between a physical and digital worlds are very fuzzy. Now people move from one stage to another stage very quickly, and it's more important for the brands to keep that consistent messaging and consistent support across all of those channels and touch points.
Absolutely. Yes, we are, talking to our devices. We're talking to our washing machines. We are,
I know.
yeah, it's quite an amazing place to be at the moment with technology. So in the FMCG space, as is the appliance space as well, access to first-party data is notoriously challenging due to retail intermediaries. How have you navigated this data gap, especially when trying to build these loyalty programs or to implement the hyper personalization that you've just talked about?
Well, you said it very right, Fiona. First party consumer data is very critical for the brands. And we have built a multi pronged strategy, as I say, to bridge this data gap and build direct consumer relationships. First of all, first and foremost, I would say, we prioritize data transparency and consent. We are very, very upfront about with our consumers about what data we collect, how we use it, and how it benefits the users. It is very critical in this day and age to balance personalization with privacy. So we prioritize user content, transparency, and security, while also giving our users the control over their privacy setting and data sharing preferences. So basically, we want to build that trust with our consumers, so that they feel more comfortable sharing their data with us as brands. So that's where I start with data transparency, and then leading it to providing the data value benefits to the consumer. So not only transparency, we also encourage our consumers to share their data with us by clearly highlighting the data value benefits, which can vary between pre and post purchase journeys. So, for example, we make it easy for our consumers to understand why they should register their product, what benefits they will get. I mean, it's product registration is a huge source of post purchase data. That and in fact, we have a big set of very engaged uh, consumer who are registering their products, or even when or to share their emails when they come into the pre-purchase journey for getting brochures or other assets, or even sign up for our newsletters. So we very clearly and proactively showcase how they would receive personalized content and what personalization benefits they will receive, such as more relevant recommendation. They might have tailored content or even better customer service. Um, so, by highlighting that data value, we have seen it works very well. US consumers are more forthcoming in product registration. It's very unheard of. And I would love to understand from other regions, but at least in US, we see that the consumer product registrations can go into 30-40% or 50% to some extent, even for long cycle products. So consumers are more forthcoming there. Last but not the least, we also are investing in data platform and data mining. So by using these platforms and tools, we also unify fragmented data. So, for example, not just the structured data where the customer are basically giving their own emails. We also look from various touch points. So, maybe an online data or offline data, or even social media data, by bringing all of them together to create a very comprehensive consumer profile, a 360 view of our consumer, their needs and wants, and their purchase cycles.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think one of the biggest things in this day and age where data is, valuable as oil, there is that saying, data is a new oil.
Yeah.
I think one of the things a lot of brands miss the point is around being clear as to the value exchange. I would say in this market, for example, I think one of the things that brands struggle with is being able to articulate why are we asking you for your data? A lot of the times it feels like, you're just going to stalk me, you're going to blast me with lots of information that I don't care about. But I think, being very cognizant of saying, okay, you are giving us very valuable information, your data, and us as a brand, we're going to take it and store it and safeguard it, number one, but also give you value, like use it to your benefit. I think that's a really pertinent point that you just raised.
And then Fiona, we have seen results with it. We have our consumer data, a very engaged customer base. So when we see our emails or campaigns, we see on ongoing basis, it's a very high engagement rate, open click, or even action-based activities that we have in the post-purchase cycle. Customers are very engaged because they see the value. It's where the transparency has helped that we are not misusing the data, and their data is secure with us only when, and we send them communications which is relevant to us and not bombarding them with irrelevant information.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, to add on that point, I think consumers have become less they time poor, and so they also don't want to have to sift through a barrage of information. So brands that really give them what they need are gonna be winning in this age.
Completely agree. Yep.
So, in terms of technologies, let's switch gears and look at technologies. And what role does evolving technologies such as AI play in driving customer loyalty?
Well, Fiona, this is my favorite topic. Basically, these are exciting times for us as marketeers because we now have the technology and tools in the form of Gen AI, and we are able to do things that we had only dreamed of and wanted to do as a wish list, and now we can do all of that with the AI into the mix. Um, Basically, AI is playing a very transformative role in driving consumer loyalty. It is giving us brands to deliver very highly personalized and data driven experiences by basically optimizing loyalty program management. We have been able to increase customer engagement, retention, and even lifetime value. I would like to give you an example of a pilot CRM campaign we implemented basically, and this uses AI. We used AI to personalize the timing of the emails sent to each consumer in our database based on their past interactions with our campaigns. So basically, if you are in the database, Fiona, you will get the same email campaign at a different time compared to me, Namrata, at a different time, and somebody else at a different time. Basically, based on what is your preferred lifestyle and where you interact the most with our emails. And this is a perfect example of hyper personalization, which we are using through AI, and we are already seeing a better conversion and engagement rate from the customer. So, I mean, these are small things, these are small tweaks, but taking a step forward towards the hyper personalization I keep talking about. AI has revolutionized data analytics. Basically, all our loyalty programs can be delivered with in, in in a very personalized and a real time and predictive experiences where the loyalty program can be optimized based on the consumer preference and engagement. AI tools can help brand meets consumer at those critical moments in the consumer journey, like basically understanding why someone is searching for a product or not just what they are looking for. So the intent rather than just the action, and that's the biggest benefit of AI. Um, I mean, I can keep going on and on. I'm very excited about having this perspective and having this capability in this world. Like brands are not only using AI today for automation, but there are more meaningful ways, I would say. So, to basically understand the emotional nuances behind the consumer action. Can are we there at that stage? Not yet. We are still going there, but it's not just about clicks. It's not just about open rate or conversion rate. Why customer is doing something and what that emotional background is behind their action. Can we personalize the offer down to the micro behavior of the consumer, or can we deliver value when it matters and not just after a certain transaction? But also, basically, can we scale that trust with our consumer using AI, but without sounding robotic, so that
Yeah.
there is an emotional connect with them? So, the possibility and opportunities are huge. And there is we are just scratching the surface of it. I mean, I keep talking about consumer search behavior. It has expanded beyond the search box. We are not typing a keyword on Google search or Amazon search. We are now using, as consumers, our voices to find answers on the go, or our cameras to explore around us
Yeah.
and let them discover what we are looking for. Um,
Yeah.
but apart from all of this, I mean, although I am a data enthusiast and I keep talking about AI, but I would still like to emphasize loyalty isn't just about data. Loyalty is emotionally earned. It can be easily lost if we do not nurture it correctly.
Yeah.
The vision is to build emotionally intelligent, I would say, a loyalty engine that connects, that has an emotional connect with the consumer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Maybe an interesting, point here is, what strategies have you used when you've either lost loyalty, a consumer, or about to lose? We've talked about how to maintain the loyalty, but what strategies have you used in terms of when you've either lost the loyalty or you're about to lose it? It'll be interesting to hear that perspective as well.
Sure. I mean, nothing is 100% perfect. We try our best to get the best experience to our consumers, and again, especially in this long cycle products purchase cycle, it's very difficult to maintain that engagement for that long period. There are times where we may not have reached the best outcome, and we already see. I mean, it's not a perfect science yet, but through AI, we have actually started seeing or using what those behavior patterns are, where the AI is able to predict the churn that can happen with the consumers. So it has the engagement gone down. They are not opening our emails. They are not responding, or they are sending um, NPS feedback or website feedback in a negative way. So we can already see those patterns. And the best way at those moments are to help them, because if we have not met the consumer expectation, we have failed as a brand. We have to make that extra effort to reach out to the customer, to address their issue and challenges, and try to bring them back into the fold. So there's a very big role, and we work very, very closely with our customer service team, where our teams, we share these NPS feedbacks, we share this consumer feedback with them, and identify those customers who should be reached out proactively to help them before we lose them as a brand.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm curious, is customer loyalty just the responsibility of the marketing team and the customer service, or how do you structure your team and the people who are concerned with customer loyalty?
I mean, running a consumer loyalty program is, of course, is run by brands and marketing. But at the end of the day, every interaction that consumer has with the brand, it could be through the usage of the product. It is through a phone call if a product breaks down, to the customer service, or when they come to a site and they chat with a chatbot. So every of those engagement or touch point, all of those contributes towards consumer loyalty. So even though marketing may be running those loyalty programs or looking into the data and trying to make sense of every action activity, I think every department in the company contributes towards making or breaking the consumer loyalty. So through good products, through good customer service, through better retailer engagement, through better website experience, and you name it and you have it, Fiona. There are so many ways by which customers engages, and they expect the best experience. They have so many choices. If we are not providing them, they will move on to the next brand.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, consumers are quick to move on if there's any tension or friction caused by a brand.
Completely, yeah.
Now, as more FMCG and appliance brands invest in direct-to-consumer strategies or channels, how do you see the role of loyalty evolving, especially in terms of owning the customer relationship and the data?
Direct to consumer, of course, is now more and more FMCG and appliances brands are going D2C. Investment by brands in D2C is basically transforming consumer loyalty. Now we are moving from a transactional model to a data rich, as I call it, brand owned relationships. This shift is helping the brands to deliver more, I would say, meaningful, personalized, and engaging loyalty experiences, which drives retention, even advocacy, and long term growth. So, having that end-to-end ownership of consumer journey from orientation to awareness to need building and even to the purchase through direct to consumer. Brands now own that full journey, and the data that is coming out of all of these interactions is very critical in understanding the consumer preferences, their valuable behavioral and transactional insight, purchase journey, and it helps brands to tailor our offerings and communications more effectively. I would call it even the D2C brands, they are utilizing omni-channel engagement. So in the world, our world, we call it phygital, or basically a blending of digital and physical experiences. So basically ensuring a seamless loyalty journeys across all touch points. This can be helpful in maintaining consistent engagement and brand presence. By owning this customer relationship, we can, as a brand, can ensure our messaging is consistent across all the areas. We reinforce trust and loyalty throughout the consumer life cycle. So D2C is becoming more important. Conservative industries who have not yet moved into D2C are also looking to come into D2C, and I think it's the next step. Consumers' voice purchases are the next step. E-commerce is very fast now. Agentic AI purchases is the next step. So there is so much happening in this digital world right now, Fiona. So B2C will play a very, very involved role in the overall consumer journey and consumer loyalty.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, as we close, I would love to, give you a chance to address any points that, maybe we haven't covered that you wanted to highlight around customer loyalty, direct to consumer, and just this whole topic. Maybe you want to, highlight a couple of points.
I surely would. I mean, I would like to give you basically an example of a loyalty initiative that we implemented within our own company, and keeping it at a very high level without going into the details on the numbers, where how we are focusing and prioritizing consumer lifetime value as a top metric, rather than just short-term transactions for loyalty and retention. So rather than saying, hey, did we see an uplift in a purchase, we talk about more of a consumer lifetime value when it comes to the loyalty programs. We are driving data-driven segmentation, dynamic content to tailor experiences. One particular example, which is very close to my heart because we are just working on this, is creating data models based on very advanced propensity and predictive data models, which looks at consumer data from various sources, interactions within a given time frame, and then based on this, it predicts the likelihood of the customer or consumer making a second purchase or a repurchase with a brand. We are already seeing very exciting results, promising results out of it, helping in consumer retention and increasing the number of products per household. So it is a long journey because the whole consumer loyalty is evolving. It is not those points and perks anymore. It has taken a direction where it's all about consumer connection and relationship building. And as I said, Fiona, we are living in exciting times. We have the tools, technology, and brands can do miracles by providing that best value and experiences to the consumer in the loyalty space.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for that example. I think, as you mentioned, when we started this conversation, customer loyalty has always just been, loyalty programs and points. But now it's clear that it's gone way beyond that. It's about relationship building. It's about understanding your consumer, understanding their needs even before they, explicitly express their need. And it's just being, very smart about how you go about pleasing your customer as well. So this has been a really enlightening conversation, and I thank you so much for gracing our podcast today.
Thank you so much, Fiona, for having me, and really, really appreciate driving such an engaging discussion on this topic.
Thank you. That was a masterclass in navigating the complexities of customer loyalty in sectors with retention is both harder and more valuable than ever. A huge thank you to Namrata Sinha for sharing your practical strategies, lessons from the field, and a forward-thinking view on what loyalty looks like in a digital-first, D2C-driven world. If this episode sparked some ideas for your business, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your network. Until next time.